Welcome back to Everyday Living with Lorena. If you're new here, I am Lorena, and this is a space where we talk about faith, growth, real life, and becoming the woman that God has called you to be. March the 20th. Spring is coming, and if you're anything like me, that means that it's time to start decluttering, going through your closets, your drawers, your cabinets, maybe even that one room that you will not allow anyone else to see. But as I was cleaning today, just stripping my bed and throwing things in the wash, and I was starting to think, okay, so when am I going to tackle this whole spring cleaning thing? The Lord began to whisper to me, Lorena, what about the clutter in your heart? Ouch. That totally stopped me because sometimes we clean our homes, what we ignore our souls. And so today I want to talk to you about spring cleaning, but spiritually. So if we look at Isaiah 43:18 through 19, it's telling us to remember not the former things, nor to consider the things of old, right? It's reminding us that, behold, I am doing a new thing and it springs forth. So in these verses, God is reminding us that he is always doing something new. But here's the truth. You cannot carry old seasons into new assignments, sis. Not possible. Sometimes we're praying for new doors to open while still holding on to expired mindsets. Sometimes we're asking for growth while clinging to the old things for comfort. And sometimes we are so emotionally attached to versions of ourselves that God has already outgrown. Spring requires shedding. Trees, ladies, do not argue with winter when it's time for them to release new leaves. They let go because they trust the season. So, in that perfect example, we need to be doing the same thing. Let's look at Hebrews 12 and 1, and it tells us to lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily ensnares us. Notice that it says weight and sin. Not everything weighing you down is sin, right? Some things could be old disappointments, unforgiveness, fear of trying again. Maybe you've been hurt, right? Comparison, feeling that you're not good enough compared to the next person. It could be people pleasing, outdated expectations. Some of these weights are subtle. They don't necessarily look boom, 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 dramatic, right? They're just quiet things. They're just things that are quietly slowing you down. Spring cleaning, sisters, requires honesty. You have to look inside that drawer and say, why am I still holding on to this? Just like those old pair of jeans from 2015 that you know that you're not going to be able to fit anymore. Spiritually, you have to ask yourself, why am I still carrying this? Let's look at Psalm 51 and 10. And it says, create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. David didn't ask God to rearrange his heart. He asked him to create a clean one. So sometimes we try to organize what God is trying to remove. We need to submit. Let God remove it from your life. We try to manage attitudes instead of surrendering them, right? Arms up in the air, surrender them. We try to justify habits instead of repenting. Well, this is just the way that I am. Deep down inside, you know that attitude is wrong, sis. You know that attitude is turning people off. Repent. Give it up to the Lord. Spring cleaning with God looks like confession, forgiveness, boundaries, surrender, quiet time, reflection. It is not dramatic. Believe me, It is just intentional. I have to share with you that my mother, when I was a little girl, I grew up really as an only child. I had siblings, but they were so much older than me that I really grew up as an only child. And I would be in that house, boom, 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 banging and singing and banging on pots and pans and ripping and running and doing all kinds of things. And when my mother felt like she's had enough of me, and I needed to go somewhere, she would tell me, okay, Lorena, it is simmer down time. You need to go someplace and simmer down and do something quiet. And that kind of stuck with me even through adulthood. And there are times when I have to take some simmer down time. I need to take some time to have some quiet, to be able to reflect. To hold a mirror to my face and see if there are any things that perhaps I need to get rid of and I need to change, personally. And I know that doing that can be very, very painful because you have to be honest with yourself. But to be honest, there are plenty of times in my life I just ignored it and I didn't do it. But in this season of me walking with the Lord, it has really taught me that I need to have some simmer down time. And so I am using what my mother told me in my youth to bring that into this season of life and really have some reflection, really begin to think, what are some areas in my life that I need to change? And so I'm being authentic with you in this season. And for me, one thing that God has been dealing with me is learning how, one, to forgive, and two, to recognize when it's difficult and be able to release it. Be able to release it and bring it to Him and have Him help me with that. So for you, maybe it's overcommitting. Maybe it's striving too hard for something, right? Maybe it's holding on to control. Maybe it's trying to prove something to people. Whatever it is clutter and you need to release it. It's not evil. It's just unnecessary for where you're going next in life, right? Just like for me, like holding on to unforgiveness or another thing that I've been holding on to is feeling inadequate, feeling inferior. The spirit of comparing myself to people. Those are all clutter things that if I continue to hold on to them, I'm never going to be able to walk into the new season that the Lord has for me. So, growth requires space. The same way that you are cleaning out your closet, maybe for some new items that you want to purchase for spring and summer, God cannot fill hands that refuse to be open. So if you are holding tightly onto things of the past, right, you can't go like this, having your hands open for what the Lord may want to place in your arms, in your hands for this new season. So, if you are wondering how to do this practically, here are some 4 steps that I'm going to share with you. So, step one, ask God directly. Just be straightforward. Lord, what am I holding on to that you didn't ask me to carry? That's a great one. 2, journal. Journal honestly. If you're a person that maybe you don't like writing things down, voice record, make voice notes. That's a great thing to do as well, right? That can be your voice journal as opposed to your written journal. But ask honestly, without filtering. Number 3, release it intentionally. That means to pray over it, sis. Speak it loudly. I release blank. And then what you want to do is replace it with truth. Don't just remove it from your life, right? Renew it with something that the Lord has said that is true about you, that is coming from His word directly. So we want to renew ourselves. So, sisters, I am encouraging you to let go of fear, replace it with trust. Let go of comparison, replace it with gratitude. Let go of over striving, right? And replace that with surrender. Spring is an absolutely beautiful season. It's a beautiful time to just begin afresh and begin anew. But beauty requires pruning. Look at those roses. Rose bushes do not stay beautiful if they are not pruned. And so maybe this month for you, it isn't about aiding anymore, right? Maybe it's about just removing the things that no longer serves your calling. So what I want to ask you is, what is the one thing that God is asking you to release this season? Share it with us. Put it in the comments if you feel comfortable, or you can just write, I am making space. That's fine to do as well. Ladies, I hope that this has blessed you. If so, share it with another sister who might need it. And as always, we are not just living, we are becoming. Sisters, I love you. Mwah. See you next time. Bye.